What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Broken Hearts Gallery, the newest film from director Natalie Krinsky. Before we begin, if you like my channel, of course, hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. Hey, if you like these videos, cool, hit those like buttons, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So, The Broken Hearts Gallery is a story of Lucy, who's played by Geraldine Viswanathan, and she is a woman who has had a lot of breakups, a lot of exes in her life. She goes through life collecting trinkets from these boyfriends. There's a lot of people who do this, where every time they break up, they keep those little pieces and things, like maybe it's a movie ticket, or maybe it's, a napkin, or whatever it is, some crazy thing that people keep. And they basically hoard it. There are people that just want to remember the good times of their past exes, which is really strange to me. I've never understood this. And this woman basically has just recently gotten dumped by her boyfriend, who's basically using her to get ahead in this art gallery to become famous. And she ends up in the car of this man named Nick, who is played by Dacre Montgomery, who you know from Stranger Things. And it's a mistake. She thinks it's an Uber, but he ends up taking her to her, apartment or whatever. And she has a couple of good friends who are played by, of course, Molly Gordon and Phillpa, who, of course, was in Hamilton as Eliza. And she ends up developing a relationship with the Nick character. Nick's trying to open a hotel, and she gets the bright idea to start a Broken Hearts Gallery Instagram page or Facebook or Twitter account. And what the movie ends up doing is it allows people who have trinkets or objects from their exes to start to kind of heal and relieve themselves from these trinkets and kind of tell their story to kind of, move past the situations. And it becomes about the idea of people moving past their past romances, their past exes, to move on and maybe find someone else. And so this story is about how one character kind of transforms the world around her, as well as becoming a typical romantic story about these two kind of falling in love with one another in a very interesting New York setting. With that said, this story goes into very typical routes, very typical ideas, and becomes a story that if you're really into these types of movies, you'll really kind of enjoy, you'll really kind of get behind. But like I said, with the words on bathroom walls or whatever it was, this is the third movie this year that has dealt with couples that are completely different characters that somehow fall in love with one another, that follows the similar tropes of every single movie you've seen before. But like I said, these movies sell tickets, so you expect them to put out several movies a year. I actually saw a trailer for another movie that's very similar to this situation. I actually kind of enjoyed Words on Bathroom Walls. I really did. I hated Chemical Hearts. I did. This movie is not as bad as Chemical Hearts, but is nowhere near Words on Bathroom Walls. It's just another typical romantic story with a really annoying lead and a very weirdly written story by the director. It's just not my cup of tea. This is something that, high schoolers take a date on, or a romantic evening out, where you get characters in a very romantic style setting, and they get to see people go over the top and crazy and live in outrageous worlds where they can't afford it and stuff like that. It's a movie that tries to do a different setting, but continues to be safe and continues to be, kind of a warm blanket for this style of genre. And I just don't find that interesting. I mean, I guess I went into this movie kind of expecting this, and I got kind of what I expected, but it's not a movie that I would go out of my way to watch if there wasn't a pandemic in the world. The fact that there's only like 4 movies in the theater right now kind of makes it very hard to find a movie to watch in theaters. So going to watch this movie is me trying to do a review for something that I'm probably not going to end up liking. But, with that said, the kind of supporting cast, which are a very atypical supporting cast with people like Molly Gordon, Phillpa, and Arturo Castro, who are actually more entertaining to watch than the actual lead actors in this movie. They have a little bit of life to them. And Arturo Castro, who plays Nick's best friend, / kind of, he's helping him build this this hotel is interesting, is entertaining. He has an interesting kind of idea about life in general with his wife and stuff like that. You know, the fact that, you know, Molly Gordon and Phillpa Soo kind of play the spectrum of we have a lesbian roommate and we have a very over the top and crazy and goofy roommate, follows like the typical spectrum of romantic comedy. So it's not that bad. I just think a character like Lucy, and I'm not blaming Gabrielle Viswanathan for her acting in this movie because she was actually pretty good in Blockers, but her character's so over the top and so weirdly written and just so kind of grating that I just don't understand why anybody likes her. You know, I understand everybody has different personalities and some have a personality like this, but it's just like every time she talks to Nick, it's just a very kind of like, it feels like something is scratching against a chalkboard, and it makes for a very annoying lead character who is dealing with some emotional issues and emotional dramas of exes who just basically mistreated her. You know, the last ex she got dumped with is somebody who is trying to use her to get ahead, and she just feels like such a broken character, but she almost does it to herself in a lot of respects. So it's a really annoying character. People did laugh in the theater because she is one of those typical characters for these types of movies. But when you have a movie like Words on Bathroom Walls, or you have a romantic comedy that works, the lead actors and actresses have substance to them. And even Dacre in this movie, Dacre Montgomery, really, I don't understand what he sees in her. There's no like real chemistry, and they fall in love real easily. And you know, the introduction is just very sweet and bubblegumlish and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. It really is, and it's not something that I would watch on a normal day. I wouldn't even put it on if it was on TV. It's just not something I enjoy. With that said, if you like these types of movies, I think you can find something out of it. Like I said, with the supporting cast, they are interesting to watch. It's just your atypical romantic comedy. It follows the same tropes. It follows the same pattern of, you know, where it's going to go from A to B to C. But the broken heart stuff, the broken heart gallery stuff is really interesting because everybody has that ex or that someone who kind of hurt them or they hurt them, and you have something of value from them. So, but with that said, that's pretty much all my take on the Broken Hearts Gallery. Like I said, I didn't really care for it. So it's not going to go on my worst list, but it's just not. It is what it is. So, but that'll do it. That'll be my take on the movie. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel, cool. Hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top if you want to find out about any more videos. As well, if you like any of these videos, cool. Hit the like button. If you dislike it, it is what it is. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.